Good morning, Coach. Day before the first of these 8 seeding games, I just wanted to get an update on the status of Rashawn Holmes, Alex Lynn, Harrison Barnes. I mean, do you foresee a minutes restriction? Have you figured that out yet? How has everyone looked in these last couple of days of practice?
Yeah, Alex most likely won't play tomorrow. He does continue to get better. Harrison and Rashawn will play, and they won't have a minutes restriction. I'll keep a close eye on their wind and how they look, but no medical minutes restriction with them.
It's been so long since you've seen, other NBA teams, I guess, in full game action. How have you prepared in terms of scouting and getting ready for this game against the Spurs?
Well, for the Spurs specifically, we're really kind of scouting the 3 scrimmages they played out here. We look back at our games, but with no Aldridge and with how much time has passed, it's more about what they're doing now and how they're playing right now. So we took a real deep dive into these 3 games, and today was half about us and what we got to keep working on, and half about prepping for that Spurs game tomorrow.
James Ham.
Hey, Luke.
Thanks.
Good morning. How encouraged are you by what you're seeing behind the scenes with your team? Is there something that stands out that makes you just feel like you guys have a good shot?
Well, I'm encouraged that we're starting to get our guys back. When we're at full strength, I really like what we're able to do and the different lineups we can go with. We got to be a lot better still. I mean, it's a game coming tomorrow night. We got to be much better, cleaner, crisper, all those little things that you're constantly as a coach trying to clean up. We got to be better.
With the only 8 games to really show what you can do, how do you get your team laser focused on each individual game and then move on?
Well, we address it, but we talk about as a cliche, the one game at a time mentality, but that's really all it is. It's everything that we're doing right now is about San Antonio, and we got to give everything we have to try to win that game. And as soon as that game is done, when we're playing eight games in 15 nights, you do a little bit of review and then you're on to the next team. And that's just kind of where I feel like this whole bubble is at, with how many games are coming in such a short period, and with especially us teams that are kind of fighting, trying to get in. That's the mentality that we have to have if we want to give ourselves a chance.
Dave McMenamin.
Hey, Luke. I know you have your own team to worry about and a big game tomorrow, but you guys aren't playing tonight, and one of the teams that are playing tonight is your former squad in the Lakers. And I wanted to know just if you have impressions of where they stand potentially as a team you'd have to contend with should you make the postseason.
They're a great team. They got 2 top 5 players in the league, and they got some nice role players. So just like every team out here, there'll probably be a little bit of rust, and they'll have some new lineups. But they've had a heck of a year.
Thanks.
Sean Cunningham.
What's up, Luke? I'm just wanted to know, kind of in terms of preparations for opponents after those 3 scrimmages, being in that environment, are the challenges any different in game day preparations that don't exist in ordinary times?
Well, no. I mean, there's little differences, but we're allowed to send advanced scouts to the game. So we've had people at every San Antonio game. We've had people at the Orlando games, so we can still do our advanced scouting. We have film on all the teams, so all that stuff, stays the same pretty much.
Cool. And just, I guess, quite simply, just how ready do you feel this squad is to kind of advance in this what everyone's calling kind of an 8-game tournament?
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow night. We've spent a lot of time together here over the last few weeks, and I love the work we've gotten in, and I love the group we have. And now it's time to get out there on the court. Pressure is going to be a little different tomorrow as far as this type of setting. It's going to be a unique experience, as we've all been talking about, without the crowd. Now that the games, are counting on records, so. I like the work we've done, and I trust the work we've done. We gotta see see how we do tomorrow night.
Jeff Garcia, San Antonio Media.
Hey there, Coach. How you doing?
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that you've been already taking a look at the Spurs and scouting them already. Pop has pretty much admitted that they're going to go into the development phase. What do you see out of their young kids that stood out for you and makes you really look at this team as a team that might give you fits tomorrow night?
They're good, and they got some good young talent. And when you mix good young talent with DeMar DeRozan, Rudy Gay, guys like that, they're a very good team. So the young guys, you ask about the young guys, they play extremely fast. They're versatile. They're having games where they're hitting those three pointers, and they're playing DeMar, as a four. With Rudy as a four, there's a ton of space out there, and they're just they're getting downhill on people, moving the ball like San Antonio always does, and they're they look good on tape.
And just a quick follow-up. Is it a little bit weird hearing Popovich say that, hey, make the playoffs, great. If they don't, great. It's a difference considering they've been in the postseason for 22 seasons straight, and it may come to an end.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the Spurs have been a pretty constant in the playoffs. But I mean, Pop's right. It's every team here wants to make the playoffs. But we're here playing basketball again, and we're here doing, other things that are important to the world, and we're trying to bring basketball back, and we have an opportunity to keep getting better. So 100% we want to make the playoffs, but every team here does. So I don't think you look at it as failures for teams that don't. This is a very unique time, and I think every team that's out here is trying to help continue to push everything forward.
All right, just a couple more. Jason Jones.
Hey, good morning, Luke.
Morning, Jason.
Just over the course of the season, some of this team's better wins have been on the road. At Houston, at Dallas, had big win at Memphis. Do you think that in some ways that this environment can be a benefit for them because of the way they've played on the road at times this season? It's going to be. It's just unknown right now, Jason. I think where we have something to fall back on is we've been through a lot this season. We've been through a lot of injuries. We've been through getting off to a really slow start. We've been through different lineups. So we've kind of came through all that before the stoppage of play and really found a nice groove as a team. So when you go through difficult things as a group, you start to become battle tested. So we have some of that experience, which I think will hopefully pay off while we're here. But this is such an unknown. It's my guess is as good as yours, Jason. And just knowing the game tomorrow counts, does that bring any sense of normalcy? Or like you said, this thing is so unknown. Just how weird is it, the idea that we do have a game tomorrow, but you haven't been home in over 3 weeks, and just how still weird is it that this is the way the season is going to go?
Well, I'm excited. I can't lie. I'm excited to watch those games tonight. I'm excited to see I think the players and the coaches have done an amazing job of continuing to push the social justice movement, and I'm excited to see how that plays out tonight, continuing to get more coverage.
and I'm really excited that basketball's happening again. So it is a little strange, but there's more excitement with me. That's kind of the main emotion.
Last one for you, Jason Anderson.
Good morning, Luke.
Good morning, Jason.
Couple questions for you. Number one, I was looking at some numbers regarding Harrison Barnes. You guys are 26th in the NBA in net rating with him at small forward, minus 4.6. You're 12th with him at power forward at plus 2.3. Well, I wonder how you evaluate those numbers and what they mean now and moving forward in the future for your team.
Yeah, I don't know that number, Jason, off the top, but I look at that stuff. But a lot of that stuff is, who's he playing with at the power forward? Who's the lineups is, when he was playing power forward, was this guy hurt? There's so many variables that go into it. So I do look at it just to kind of spark conversations and ideas and to make sure we're looking at everything. But at the end of the day, it's more of a feel thing in finding what groups work together as a team. So, when we get to the off season, I think that's something, a project that, those are the type of projects we take a deeper dive into. But especially in this 8-game bubble, it's, from training staff to players, whatever your responsibility was during the regular season, it's much bigger now. We got our massage therapist out there as a rebounder during practice. So whether Harrison's at the 3 or the 4, as long as he's on the court out here for these 8 games, we're happy.
Okay, I appreciate that answer. Thank you. Another thing I wanted to ask you about was Harry. By all accounts, he's come in and looked really good, been in great shape. His future with the organization is a little bit unclear right now, and he admitted that, as much as he tries, not to think about that, there are times that he can't help but have it cross his mind. How much, having been a player, having been through the league and all of this stuff, how much do you kind of feel for him in that situation, knowing, just how much he loves being in Sacramento?
Yeah, a lot. And I, as a coach, I always try to pull on that. I totally understand the human element of what goes on. I've been a free agent. I've been, I know what that's like. So I talk to our guys about it. I check on them, but at the end of the day, it's our job to be professionals, and it's our job to go out and get the job done. And if you, and it's not easy, but if you can create that mindset, things tend to work out.